Does an alcoholic know when to quit? See, they just have one more beer, and one more martini, and one more glass of wine, and one more. That's why they're an alcoholic, because they don't know when to quit. How does this apply to spirituality? Could we be so vain as to think that we could handle immediately the full vision of spirituality? Some come onto the path and they're zero initiates, and they want all realization and revelation opened up to them, and they actually feel that they could handle it. And it's not true. Now, the Master is very careful about how it regulates the Shabda into your life. It's very, very important. This is a very, very powerful current. You're not going to be able to just devote your life to Shabda and spirit. Now, many times, as a new seeker, your first impulse is served, where you come onto the path, you're turned on by what you hear, you pick up a little bit of the flow, and you're so high, and you're so in love, and this is such a new sensation because the spiritual senses have come into play. You've been around the current, you taste it, you feel it, you sense it, and of course, this is it. Well, this is it, no doubt about that. But in the initial stages, our first impulse is, well, geez, I found it, and I'm going to give up everything. I found it. The world sucks. You know, that rap, right? And I'm going to leave the world, and I'm going to get full-blown into spirituality. Well, I just lost you. I just lost you. That's romanticizing, that's greed, that's vanity. There is no way, loved ones, that you can do that. You can certainly try. I would never recommend it. If you were to try and do that and you gave up the world, and it's the world is a real tribulation. There's no doubt about that. But if you were to give up the world and jump into your spirituality, and let's even say you moved out to my place and lived right next door, okay? With the urge now that, hey man, I'm going spiritual and this is it. In a very short while, your spirituality would dry up much like the world did. And you would find yourself unable to function in the world because you gave it up, and unable to function in your spiritual exercises because you just prematurely went for broke when you went for broke when your cup was only able to hold about this much. This much made you go for broke, and it felt so good, and we can be so misery-ridden and poverty-ridden sometimes in consciousness that just a little bit of love, we're just going to go for the whole tortilla. And this is something that I want you to understand very, very thoroughly when we approach spirituality and liberating ourselves. This just is not possible. Now, the world and our spiritual lives, they go hand in hand. They play off of each other. You can't give up the spiritual and indulge totally in the world, and you can't give up the world and indulge totally in spiritual. Okay, so I want all my chelas to understand that the higher way is to stay in the world. The world here is our playground for alleviating all of our karmas and for bringing experiences to us that we could not have otherwise. So whenever you try and get away from the world, you're going to do yourself a great harm. Now, what we want to do is we want to detach ourselves from the world, not run away from it. Okay? You see, you have to balance. There's inflow and there's outflow. We use the world for our outflow, and we use our spiritual exercises to gain our inflow. And if this balance changes here, we run into a problem. Excuse me. So the preferable way to go about this is, and I get quite a few letters where people are saying, I just want to give it up. I want to quit my job. I want to come out and be employed by the MasterPath. Or I want to go out and be a recluse in the country and just get into my exercises. And they want to leave the world. Now, I understand this, but like, no. We want to be able to learn and develop our spirituality in the midst of our worldly obligations. And a lot of our karmic debts, loved ones, are right where we're at. Now, can you grope that? A lot of people maybe want to move. They want to ditch their friends, their family, their lover, maybe even give up the kids because they're starting to be a problem. Okay? And that would be a huge mistake. Your karma, loved ones, your fate karma has just been perfectly planned for you. You're right in the right spot. Now, I realize no matter where you're living, it's a hole in the wall. You see, that's kind of now maybe it's not true for all of you, but I have visited places that are very beautiful, and you run into one of the locals there, and they kind of think you're local for even coming here. Local. See? And because they've been raised there and they know everything about it, and it's a hole in the wall, they want to get out. You see? And people don't really think about reconciling their karma. They want to escape their karma or deny their karma or avoid it. You must understand that wherever you're at, from Alaska to Dago to Albuquerque to California, out on the farm, in the city, in the suburb, it doesn't make any difference. You're right where you're supposed to be, and it's pivotal that you understand this. So you can just start to accept the conditions you're in and reconcile them as they sit. Those of you that are householders or that are married and have kids, boy, now this is huge training. Marriage isn't easy. This idea of total love and romance, that just lasts for 1, 2, 3 years if you're lucky, and then it kind of gets into a little bit more of a karmic debt. I'm not saying there's no love there, but you're together through karma, not the bond of love. A human being really doesn't know what love is. They only know what attachment is, and they kind of project their ideals onto their lover, and things are fine until they realize that their lover is not those projected ideals. And then it starts turning around for one, you see. And so wherever we find ourselves, our job, if we collect trash for a living, hey, that's sacred. That's just as sacred as being a minister. All occupations are sacred, and we are there for a particular reason. And instead of trying to ditch it or split, I would rather that you accept it and get into it. And that way we can move along much faster. And then that way you stay in balance with the world. Now we're going to have to live down in this world. And when this spiritual current comes in and starts revitalizing us and revealing spiritual truths to us, we start losing our interest in everything in the world and even our body. And one's got to be very careful about this. And if I was to leave this decision to you, you would OD on spirituality. Like that groan. I want more. And now I understand that, but I'm trying to make a real sophisticated point. You, Chilas, have gotten all kinds of spirituality. You're drunk with spirituality. And you have to be very careful that you don't get thrown out of balance. Just like you have to be very careful you don't get thrown out of balance with the world and forget your spiritual exercises. So they play off each other. And you got 2 horses to ride, and while you're down here, you got to ride them both. And what I mean by that is it's like I'm standing on 2 horses, and I got one leg on the back here and one right here, and I got reins in this hand and reins right here. And all of you have to learn how to ride your 2 horses. One horse is of the world, the other is of spirit. And you have to learn how to get along in both worlds. You bring your worldly consciousness to your spiritual affairs, you could have problems, and vice versa. And so you have to learn that balance. And that's why you can't OD on spirituality. Now, usually I'm saying, hey, you totally forgot spirituality because you're too much in the world. But once you start unfolding a little bit, this becomes more of an issue. And just chill out. Just relax. Because this stuff will come in, and the first job it starts to do is bring about your liberation. Okay.